Or are there evidence of extraterrestrial technology here on Earth? That's another possibility. And it could be a very interesting universe, rich with life, rich with intelligent life. Since life has existed on Earth, we could have infected 5,000 other star systems. So there could be that life we detect on some of the other nearby planets around other nearby stars could actually be related to Earth life. Most efforts to find evidence of extraterrestrial life consist of looking at atmospheres of other planets. Basically, here on Earth, life, especially plant life, generates oxygen. So it takes carbon dioxide through photosynthesis and you create an oxygen environment. Now, oxygen doesn't last long on a planet without being replenished. So if you find a planet with oxygen, there's got to be some mechanism to replenish oxygen. And basically, we look for atmospheres that have unusual chemistry, unexpected chemistry, and especially chemistry like Earth. Those to us would be the most obvious. So if we find planets with excess oxygen, that would suggest that there's some mechanism to create that oxygen. In situations where we've detected unusual chemistry and we then have to think about what natural geological processes could give rise to that chemistry. And if we don't have any answers to that, then people tend to think, well, life might be part of that explanation. So we've recently had a situation like that on Venus, where a chemical called phosphine has been detected in the upper atmosphere. And on Earth, phosphine is created by bacteria. And we don't really know of geological processes that would lead to phosphine in Venus's atmosphere. Now we're collecting a lot of data on the atmospheres of extrasolar planets, we call them. That's going to be interesting because we're going to certainly find atmospheric chemistry that we've not encountered before. Some of it could be due to geophysical processes, some of it could be due to life, and it'll take a lot of thinking to sort through that. We've also been sending missions to Mars and the other planets in our solar system, and we're currently with the Mars Curiosity rover, we're looking for evidence of life currently on Mars, as well as fossilized life, because we're looking at a lot of geology on Mars. So Earth puts out crazy amounts of radio waves. In fact, we're a very large radio source in the galaxy. So since we've had radio for about 100 years now, anyone within 100 light years from here that's able to detect radio waves would be detecting the radio waves coming from Earth and would know that there's some kind of technological activity here. Or are there evidence of extraterrestrial technology here on Earth? That's another possibility. We're going to other planets. We're sending probes to other planets to study them. It's perfectly reasonable for somebody else to send probes here to study Earth. And would we be able to detect those? And so some people have suggested that UAPs, or for unidentified aerial phenomena, which we used to call UFOs, unidentified flying objects, that some of those could be alien technology. And so that's being looked into now as well. We've slowly, especially in the last century, come to appreciate that we live on a planet in a solar system. And what we haven't yet gotten our heads around is that we live in a universe. We don't just live on a planet, we live in a universe. And we don't really know what this universe is like, which is interesting. And it could be a very interesting universe, rich with life, rich with intelligent life. And we would then be finding our place in it. So that's important. We also don't know much about where life on Earth came from originally. How easy is it for life for life to start on planets? And it becomes more interesting for biology, especially if we do find life on other planets. Is it possible that the life on Mars, if we were to discover life on Mars, is life on Mars related to life on Earth? We do know that when you have heavy meteorite bombardment, which happened early in Earth's history, a lot of this rock material that went blasted halfway to the moon, some of it escaped Earth's gravity. Some of it could have even escaped the solar system. Some of it could have rained down later on Mars. If you had bacteria in those rocks, those bacteria could be transferred from planet to planet in a process we call panspermia. So if you do the rough calculations, since life has existed on Earth, we could have infected 5,000 other star systems. So there could be that life we detect on some of the other nearby planets around other nearby stars could actually be related to Earth life. New space telescopes like the James Webb Space Telescope allows us to see atmospheric absorption spectra on these planets and allows us to characterize their atmospheres, their temperatures, their environment. And that work's just beginning. So we're not even at the tip of the iceberg. We've just realized that there is an iceberg, basically. And it's a very exciting time of discovery.